See Abarera Legos Ram Ori Banish C10 Demonio Dinaja 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 Abarera Legos Ram Ori Banish C10 Demonio Dinaja.
Hello, everyone. Infernal blessings. And as we always begin, hail Satan, hail Lilith, hail Lucifer, hail Paimon, hail Baphomet, hail thyself. We reject the Trinity, we reject the baptism of John, and we reject the baptism of the Spirit. Welcome, everyone. I hope you are doing well on this infernal sin day. Taking ownership of Sundays. So, as we begin, I'd like to open up here. Okay? So, welcome, seekers of wisdom and truth. It's good to have everyone here to what I would consider, what I would call a sacred gathering of the minds. Today, we come together under the watchful gaze of Baphomet, the infernal kings, and the unholy trinity, symbols of balance, unity, and the profound acceptance of our darker selves. We will explore how embracing the totality of our being, including the shadows within us, leads to true equilibrium and enlightenment. One thing I'd like to do today a little bit differently than other days as we begin and as we get into this ritual of the mind and spirit. I'd like to call upon the presence of Baphomet. So let us begin invoking the presence of Baphomet, the embodiment of harmony between opposites. Baphomet, great symbol of duality and balance, we call upon you to guide us in our quest for inner peace and understanding. May your wisdom illuminate our path as we strive to integrate all aspects of ourselves. So, one of the things that I do want to talk about today is I've been sitting and I've been thinking about the left-hand path, about occultism in general, my path, what brought me on my path, and what has brought many others to this path, and why we have been chosen. And make no mistake about it, we have been chosen. We chose this path just as much as this path has chosen us. And many would like to eliminate our bounty, defile our wisdom and our ideals and our concepts and our beliefs because of everything that we have been through to get to this path. They would like to diminish our belief to nothing more than a psychological fantasy to regain control because of the lack of control we had as youths growing into adulthood. And I believe it is that struggle that allows us to be called by the infernal kingdom. Why the infernal kings and the unholy trinity have reached out to us individually to be called upon into this path, to follow this path, to grow in this path, to raise power up from ourselves. To know that we can siphon the life force of the universe around us, and we can direct that energy at will to where and to whom we want to direct that energy. Make no mistake, this is not a psychological fantasy of folly. This is not a game that we play to be edgy, to scare others, to get a response. No, by no means. This path is as much us individually as the color of our eyes, our fingerprints. And though it may evolve and it may change over time, as does everything with who we are as people, as individuals, we are constantly evolving, and therefore our path is constantly evolving. But make no mistake, we are always on this path. We earned the entrance to this path through the suffering that we have endured at the beginning of our lives. And it is that suffering, that struggle that we've survived, that we've moved forward and exist today. And it is the infernal kings, it is the unholy trinity, it is Baphomet that comes to us and says, take your power. It is your birthright. Listen not to the masses that wish you to be weak and fall on your knees in front of a false god. In front of a church designed only for control and oppression, built upon lies and death and suffering. To then only offer reprieve from that suffering by falling down on your knees in front of their one false god and his make-believe son. We have been chosen to bring back into the world the light and power of magic. Make no mistake. We once had, our ancestors once had, what we can only dream of having. This world has been constructed in such a way, they want you to believe that your power is imaginary. You have no true power. You can do nothing in this world to stop the onslaught of monotheism, guilt, fear, and the inevitable death of self. So I made a very conscious decision coming into today's show, coming in today's mass. I'm wearing my Wake from Death collection from Killstar. Now you might ask, Adius, what the hell does your clothing have anything to do with magic, with the mass? Wake from Death. As I have said, we are constantly evolving. We are constantly changing, which means eventually at some point in life, we suffer many deaths and many resurrections. From the struggles of our youths, growing up, the pains that still plague us today, the things that are hard to come to terms with. When we found this path and the unholy Trinity reached to us and said, you have power in you. You have power in you. Use the power that's in you. Rise from your own ashes. Lift yourself up. Don't wait for a hand to lift you. Lift yourself. We woke from death. In those moments, we thought we were dead. That we were living, walking dead. That our souls had died. Then and there in those moments. And when we found this path, when this path found us, we woke from death. Make no mistake, yes, you died. You died a spiritual, emotional death. But from this path that we walk, we found life again. Accepting all of ourselves, not trying to hide from the darkness that's in us because we have to live with a fucking smile to appease the masses so they feel safe around us. No. Accepting the entirety of who we are as people. And understanding that I am peaceful because I choose to be peaceful. But if I so choose, I am a force to be reckoned with. And that is a choice that we make every day. We understand the level of capability that we have to be cruel, yet we choose not to be. And that is what makes us peaceful. Exactly, Lady Tessa, exactly. While God says, bow down, Satan says, get off your knees and stand tall, stand strong. Thoughts went to cruel to be kind. We make our choices. We woke from death. And we may die again, only to come back stronger than we were before. One reference that is ridiculously played out, but 100% relevant, is the phoenix. Rising from its own ashes. Blinding fire and light. Symbolism for the power that was gained through death. As many people in the world live day to day hiding from their demons, hiding from their past, hiding from their cruelty, hiding from their pain, there's one thing we understand as practitioners on the left-hand path, is that pain is ours. We own that pain. It belongs to us, and you can't take it. That pain, that suffering, those silent screams in the night for someone to take away that emptiness and that hole that was inside of you. You may not realize it, but that prayer, that spell, that invocation was answered. The infernal kings and the unholy trinity answered your call, and that is why you are where you are today. They came and they said, you don't need me to fill your hole. You don't need someone else to fill your hole. You can fill the hole of emotional anguish that you are suffering today. And I will show you the way. Follow my path. Follow this path. Grow on this path. And you will see. So where we come from and where we are directly connected. The growth that we've had is a direct result of a part of us dying and rising again. So no matter how difficult things in your life may be, how things get in your life, understand you survived probably the most difficult part of it. Because the struggle and the pain that we went through is struggle and pain that we endured when we were defenseless, when we couldn't defend. And we survived. Now we're able to defend ourselves. We're able to protect ourselves, not just physically, but also emotionally and spiritually. We have tools that we didn't have before. And to those that decide that they wish to cause us harm, well, I feel sorry for those people. Because they know not the box that they open and the wrath that they will have to face when trying to topple us. Your pain is yours. And just like Maeve just said, the inner fire, the black flame is also yours. There are people that probably assisted you along the way, but that's all they did. They assisted. The reason you're still here is because of a choice you made. You made the choice to be here. You made the choice to say, I want this. I can take it. I can handle it. I'm going to fight my way through. I'm not going to stand here and wait for some mythical angel to come and lift me up and carry me over the obstacle. I'm going to burst through it. Paperclip, thank you for becoming a demon. Welcome to the den. So many also ask, Adius, why do you choose Baphomet? How do you work with Baphomet? I'm going to break it down today, now, in this moment, to make it as simple as possible. Working with any entity, including Baphomet, is simple. You don't need a fancy altar. You don't need a statue. What I would do, if you truly want to connect, get comfortable, sit down, light a candle, close your eyes, and focus. That's it. Reach out and ask. Baphomet, I seek balance in myself. I seek balance spiritually. I seek guidance to balance myself psychologically and emotionally so my physical life can fall in line with the rest of me, so I may achieve balance in my life. And understand, we don't ask for Baphomet to balance our life, because Baphomet's gonna be like, no. Baphomet will guide you to a place of balance inside of yourself, spiritual, emotional, so that you can then take that and align the rest of your life, your physical being, with that balance. And understand your own balance, what balance looks like for you, because for each of us, balance is different. We like to sit there and think that we have this down packed, and we understand the balance needs to be 50-50 because that's the only way that balance actually exists. There are significantly more scales than two sides. We need to stop looking at this two-dimensionally and understand that the entirety of our lives there are thousands of scales that need to be weighed. Devout craziness, you don't know what I'm talking about. You can believe whatever you believe or want to do whatever you want to do. I'm happy for you. You found Jesus, you found God, you believe in the Bible. Bravo. I'm happy for you. God bless. But you have no right to come and tell anyone that they are wrong. For what they believe in. Well, Devout, if you really want to get into a biblical discussion, I've read the Old Testament and the New Testament about 3 times. I've read the Torah about 3 times. And I've read the Quran probably about 3 or 4 times. Then I've done my own theological research going back to the Sumerians. So if you really want to have this conversation, please go right ahead. Because the entirety of the church was created on the basis of control, guilt, and fear. Happy shall he be who taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live. The only thing the devil did, brother, was to tell people to stop trying to prove themselves to a God that was only playing games, if you want to go by the Bible. Now, I personally don't believe in the Bible. I don't believe in God, and I don't believe in Satan in the same way that you do. First and foremost, the word demon comes from the ancient Greek daemon, which only means a guiding spirit. That's it. That word was taken and perverted by the church. So, right off the bat, the whole concept of what you believe in demons doesn't even exist. Then why are you fighting? Lucifer's a Roman god, way before the Bible. Lucifer just means the bearer of light. But if the battle's already won, what's the point in fighting? You're contradicting yourself right off the bat. Why would you fight something that's already won? What are you fighting against? Freedom? The freedom to believe? I'm going to assume that you're an American, and I'm going to assume that you're right-leaning. Right? You can't have it both ways. You can't have a free country, the freedom for people to be who they are and who they want to be, and then tell people that they're horrible people for believing in something that's different from what you believe in. Could you be any more hypocritical? You don't have an argument. By you living my lifestyle has nothing to do with you. You don't know me. You don't know where I come from, what I've been through. You don't know any of these people. Any of the people in this chat, you don't know them. You don't know what they come from, where they come from, what they've been through. But then you come in here on a high horse, thinking you know better, telling people that they're going to go to hell, talking satanic bullshit. No, you obviously don't. You've proven that much in this conversation. No, you don't. Well, I threw at least 2 fucking Bible verses at you, and you completely ignored it. Actually read your book, then come talk to me. I'm not repeating myself. Happy shall he be who taketh and dasheth thy little ones against the stones. Let's start with that one. Come on a Friday. I'll even invite you on my show on Friday, this Friday coming. If you really want to have a conversation, so we're not doing it over in a chat, I will invite you on to have a civil conversation about Bible verses, the meaning of those verses, and why people like myself have made the choice that we have to be where we are. Look me up on Discord. If you don't have it, download it, make an account. Add me. Make your name the same as it is here so I know who you are. My name in Discord is Adius Dade. No, you can go ahead and add me. I'll respond. And I'm all for civil conversation. I will not accept someone trying to change my beliefs. But if you want to make your point and you want to have a discussion, we can do that. I have no issue with that. We have an Eastern Orthodox Christian as a member of the community, Mark V. I've had beautiful conversations with that man. Conversations that I adore. He's talked his points. I've talked my points. We have a personal respect. This conversation will not work if we don't respect each other. That respect needs to happen first. I'm willing to have you on Friday. And we will have a discussion. We will discuss at length and in depth the Bible and the verses of the Bible, the Old Testament and the New Testament. Same here. You too. I can understand why Christians individually, when they see people like us, want to go on the offensive and want to attack. In their mind, the way that they've been programmed, the way that they believe things, exactly, different is scary. And then the way that they dig into it is the moment that they associate anything with left-hand path, Satan, Lucifer, anything of that nature, they immediately associate it with the Bible and how the Bible explains everything. Right off the bat, Lucifer, prior to the Bible, existed as a Roman god and is the bearer of light. Demon, the word demon, is derived from the ancient Greek daemon, which simply means guiding spirit. It's a perversion of the meaning of the word. Throughout history, it's very easy to begin to kind of pick off and break down the misunderstandings, misinterpretations, and blatant lies of the Holy Scripture. This is not a place to have debate. We should not have to defend to others our belief. We should not have to reason with other people to allow us to be who we are. And if you noticed right off the bat, I had mentioned that he's probably American and he's probably right-wing. And the right wing are very into the Constitution of the United States of America, but at the same time will blatantly infringe on other people's rights because they disagree with it. I always found that part hilarious. It's an interesting world we live in. No amount of talking to me will make me convert or change my ideas. I've done years and years of research into this. And there's a reason I am where I am. The Infernal Kings, the Unholy Trinity, we are the chosen to bring magic back into the world, to bring and uplift the connection that we have with that universal energy. That is our place. That is why we're here. That is why we do what we do. We survived our struggles. We survive struggles every day. Welcome, Dyra. And it's not Satan and coffee without coffee. I mean, they do say that if you don't have enemies, you're probably not saying anything worth saying. And I know I'm making more and more every single day. So that is, you know, a wonderful part of things. 1 second, everyone. 1 second. Sorry, it was the gardener asking if I wanted gardening. Told him next week. When is Hail Thy God? It's definitely something. I mean, I've been doing this online thing for years, and so a convention is definitely something that I would absolutely love to do. There's just a lot of planning that has to go into it, and you know, a lot of figuring out, you know, what the goal is, who's going to be there, how it's going to be set up. But I would love, like, in the next couple of years to have something set up. That would be fucking amazing. Right? So, do like an LHP con or something like that. That would be absolutely wonderful. So, we have a few minutes left here. We have yet to read from the book, which we must do. Life after death through fulfillment of the ego. Man is aware that he will die someday. Other animals, when nearing death, know they are about to die. But it is not until death is certain that the animal senses his coming departure from this world. And even then, he does not know exactly what is entailed in dying. It is often pointed out that animals accept death gracefully, without fear or resistance. This is a beautiful concept, but the one that only holds true in cases where death for the animal is unavoidable. When the animal is sick or injured, he will fight for his life with every ounce of strength he has left. It is with this unshakable will to live that if man were not so highly evolved, would also give him the fighting spirit he needs to stay alive. It is a well-known fact that many people die simply because they give up and just don't care anymore. This is understandable if the person is very ill, with no apparent chance for recovery, but this often is not the case. Man has become lazy. He has learned to take the easy way out. Even suicide has become less repugnant to many people than any number of other sins. Religion is totally to blame for this. Death, in most religions, is touted as a great spiritual awakening, one which is prepared for thorough thought or throughout life. Wow, thorough thought. Where did I get that? This concept is very appealing to one who has not had a satisfactory life, but to those who have experienced all the joys life has to offer. There's a great dread attached to dying. This is as it should be. It is this lust for life which will allow the vital person to live on after the inevitable death of his fleshy shell. So again, we're getting into concept here, talking about spiritual death, reawakening, coming back into yourself. Got joy, weirdos. Okay. Have a wonderful day. Hello there. I believe Satan is a con artist or American. We know Echo? I'm not lived, huh? Well, Dark Lord Asmodeus. You grabbed that one before anybody else could. Welcome. So, one thing. So let's say here. I need to make something abundantly clear about Satan and coffee. I'm open to discussion and I'm open to responding to messages and things like that. If someone comes in, if you guys, anyone comes in, anyone here, you're more than welcome to stay. You're more than welcome to listen. That's perfectly fine. This is not the platform for debate. This is not the platform for in-depth discussion. Satan and Coffee is not that show. Apocrypha is on Fridays. Whatever questions or completely off base, like off subject questions or comments you have, save them for the Friday show, please. It's not that I don't want to have a discussion, but this is where I want to be able to reach out to you guys and really kind of give you an inside look of how I see things. You can agree with me, you can disagree with me, that's perfectly fine. I don't mind if you disagree with me. You don't. Like, I think I've made that abundantly clear over the years. I'm not looking for people to believe in what I believe in. If you do, cool. If you don't, all the power to you. If you want to tell me what the differences is in your beliefs and mine are, save it for Friday. That's all I ask. Because I do have this show mapped out and how I want to discuss things and how I want to talk about things. And when things kind of go off base, unfortunately, I'm like a squirrel with a nut. If I see it, I'm going to run after it. I'm going to grab it. I'm going to run with it. And it's going to completely screw off the whole idea of what like I got going on, right? Like for the show, because it's only an hour long, right? Now, most of the time we're right on track, right? It just seems today we're getting a bit trolly in the chat for some reason. So also, let's see here. Where are you? All right. Also, anyone that is interested in being a Sunday Black Mass mod that's here regularly every week, shoot me a message in Discord, and because it looks like I'm going to start needing a mod here. Resilience and composer is a rare trait you definitely have. Thank you, Bjorn. I do appreciate that. I do the best that I can. But again, so what we read here in the Satanic Bible and what we've discussed in today's show, our survival, our willingness, and our lust to live, to stay in life. It's okay to accept the fact that we're going to die someday. We understand our mortality. We know this. But again, just like everything we talk about, accepting all facets of yourself. Many people like to think it's cool and edgy to say, I'm not afraid to die. I'm not afraid of death in the concept that I know I'm going to die. Like, that doesn't scare me. I know eventually it's going to happen. You know? But would it bother me if it was like later this afternoon or tomorrow? Yeah, it would. It would kind of piss me off. If it was later this afternoon or tomorrow. Like, just be completely, I'm not ready to go. And there's nothing wrong in saying that. There's nothing wrong in saying, I'm not ready to leave. And we need to remember this when we get into these episodes of where we feel depressed and we don't want to continue and we don't want to move on because things are becoming difficult, because the weight of our psychology rips us and tears us into the ground, and it feels impossible to get that weight off of us. It is important to remember that black flame inside of you is yours. That fire and desire to live is yours. It belongs to you. It's 100% yours. Without question. And remember what you have survived already. What you're going through today is nothing compared to what you've already survived and what you've already lived through. Fight for your right to live, your right to breathe, your right to be here. Thank you, everyone that has come in today. It's been an interesting show, to say the least. And as we part, hail Satan, hail Lilith, hail Lucifer, hail Paimon, hail Baphomet, hail thyself. We reject the Trinity, we reject the baptism of John, we reject the baptism of the Spirit. And again, as always, I reiterate it. Hail thy fucking self. I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace the fuck out.